someone don't help you, when someone don't help you through the rain, when feelings don't matter, and everything's nothing but a game. Just know that I'm with you. Just know that I'm with you through it all. And I'm gonna be there whenever you win or if you fall. I know that we will make it through the storm, 'cause you and me been fighters since we were born. It's all over our bodies and hearts. Yeah, you and me been fighters right from the start. Hey, don't you worry. Hey, don't you worry about a thing. You get what you're given, but it's never too late to spread your wings. Wings. Oh, I know that we will make it through the storm, 'cause you and me.
Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mindy, and I've lost about 125 pounds using GLP medications as a tool. Today, I want to talk about staying motivated during a weight loss journey that takes a really, really, really long time, especially when you're going through some emotional times, some trying times. Right now, my husband and I are kind of going through it. About a week and a half, well, I guess it's 2 weeks ago now, I let you guys know that my husband lost his job. And while we're lucky that he's in an industry that's extremely high in demand, he's a commercial truck driver. So there are always jobs out there to take. The problem is that most of the time those jobs are not the kind of jobs you want. They're very demanding physically. They'll take him away from home for weeks or months at a time. And we've been blessed for the last 5 years to have a job where he was home almost every single night. And we still don't know if he's going to qualify for unemployment or not, because they cited a reason that they fired him that was total crap and really against DOT regulations. But they cited that as a reason, and it could be that unemployment will say that that means that he doesn't qualify. He has actually already received a couple of job offers, but they're ones where he would be gone for weeks at a time. And obviously, it's not like I'll die if I don't have him here. I've done that before, and I hate it. When I did that before, I was living with my sister, who now lives in California. And Nikki wasn't married, so we spent a lot more time together. So I had a different support system in place than I have now. Now we're a little more isolated, and I just don't know how I would do with him being gone that long. So I'm struggling this week. Decided to sit down and try to do our taxes yesterday, because for the last several years we've gotten a pretty considerable tax return. And after I finished our taxes, I discovered that we owe money. Our land loan on the piece of land that we have been involved in a lawsuit in over the last 7 years is maturing today, and we still aren't any closer to being able to sell or build on it. So I've been trying all week to get a hold of them to figure that out without any sort of progress. So this week has just kind of been one of those when it rains it pours situation, and I'm struggling. And yesterday I had a day off, and honestly I wanted to fall face first into a gallon of ice cream. Richard and I did end up going out to lunch, but I was careful about what I chose to eat, and that was a huge victory for me. He has applied to a bunch more jobs that would be home a lot more. He's looking into getting some additional endorsements on his license that would open up some other opportunities that would be a home every day type situation. Unfortunately, some of those would mean that he would be working nights, which would mean that we still wouldn't really see each other during the week, unfortunately. But this life is about embracing the suck. No, it's about choosing your heart, right? So would I rather have him gone for 2 weeks at a time so that I can have him home for 3 full days? Or would I rather have him home every day, but working a shift where I'll be sleeping when he's working and he'll be sleeping when I'm home, and then we'll have the weekends together? I don't know. I know I just kind of got way off track there for a second, but I've been promising you guys an update about where we're at. And that's kind of the update as far as like the work situation. Back to the topic at hand. In thinking about ways to stay motivated during a weight loss journey, I have now been on this journey for over 3 years. I started Wegovy in October of 2021 at 365 pounds. I have had to learn how to stay motivated even when the weight loss was not good, during times of extreme stress or emotion. And I just thought I would share with you some of the things that I focus on, or some of the things that I have found helpful or motivational to me to stay on track, even when honestly I've wanted to throw in the towel and call it quits. So the first one is kind of my mantra on this channel, and that's focusing on progress, not perfection. Progress looks like a lot of things, not just the number on the scale. So I highly recommend that if you're only tracking your progress by the number on the scale, that you find some other ways to track your progress. Non-scale victories, things like I didn't used to be able to tie my shoes without getting into certain positions. Like I had to sit down and put my leg up on the bed and all of those things. I didn't used to be able to cross my legs. When I started this journey, I had a very, very difficult time going on airplanes. I had to ask for seatbelt extenders. I don't have to do those things anymore. And I have a much easier time just doing simple things like going to restaurants and sitting in chairs with arms on them. Like I used to avoid chairs with arms like the plague. And now I don't remember the last time I encountered a chair with arms that I wasn't able to sit in. So keeping track of things like that, remembering those types of things, taking pictures and comparing those pictures, because oftentimes, especially if we're exercising and doing strength training, we're experiencing body recomposition, which means that we are replacing body fat with muscle. Muscle weighs more per square inch than fat does, so it is possible to get smaller while still weighing the same, or even weighing more. Taking measurements, buying maybe a smaller pair of jeans that you try on once a month or something like that so that you can see how they're fitting differently. All of those are great ways to track your progress and just celebrating those little victories along the way. Another way to stay motivated is to set some realistic, smaller goals. Like my end game goal right now, which once I get there, who knows what that will look like, is 175 pounds. But when I was at 365 pounds, that was almost 200 pounds that I needed to lose to get to that goal weight. That's very demotivating. Looking at that things, go back to that old adage, like how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So I would give myself, in the beginning, it was like 25 pounds. Every 25 pounds, I would have some sort of little celebration for myself. I would buy myself a new article of clothing, or I would, go out and celebrate with my friends or something like that. But as my weight loss has slowed down, those increments have gotten much smaller, or I celebrate things like logging my food for an entire week or not skipping any workouts. I highly encourage you also, if possible, to set goals that are not weight loss related, because we can't always control the number on the scale. The most important things is to remember that you can control your habits. Eventually, over a long enough period of time, the weight loss will follow, but I encourage you to set those goals based on your habits instead of the number on the scale. Another way to stay motivated is to kind of embrace your journey. What I mean by that is to find a way to be as excited about the journey as you are about the destination, because it's going to take way longer to get there. And if the only thing you're excited about is that end number, the longer it takes for you to reach that number, the less motivated you're going to become. So again, that goes back to kind of setting those goals around your habits and being excited about meeting those goals. That will definitely help you to enjoy and embrace your journey way more than just staring at that end goal and focusing on that with laser precision. Because eventually that focus is going to wane, especially if you're like me and it's going to take you years and years in order to reach that goal weight. The next thing I would encourage you to do is to develop a support system. If you don't have friends and family that are involved in your life that you trust to encourage you throughout your weight loss journey, I have a Discord channel. There's always a link down in the description. It's not super duper active, but obviously the more people that join, the more active it will be. And there are many of us that are always watching that Discord to weigh in and give encouragement where it's needed, because you're gonna have weeks and months like I've had over the last couple of weeks where I can't find the motivation on my own, and I'm relying on other people to hold my hand and to encourage me not to make choices that are contrary to what it is that my end goal is. You're also going to need to learn to practice self-compassion. We talk about giving yourself grace. You are going to have tough times on this journey. That's just the nature of life, and a weight loss journey as well, is that you're gonna have, not everything is gonna be sunshine and roses all the time. Like, as much as I wish that that had been the case for me and for pretty much anybody else I've ever talked to about a weight loss journey, it's just not. You're going to fall off the wagon. You're going to, whatever it is you want to, whatever adage you want to use, you're going to have times where you don't do things that exactly align with what your health goals are. And you need to be able to take a look at that and say, you know what? I was having a rough time. I got through it how I got through it. Pick up and move on. Because the more that you linger on those things and the more that you beat yourself up over them, the more likely it is that that one day of indiscretion is going to turn into a week or a month. And then it just becomes a cycle of beating yourself up, doing things to try to comfort yourself, and then just completely going the opposite direction of where you want to be. I also encourage you to find some healthy coping mechanisms. Last week, I went to Kohl's to do some retail therapy. I spent a gift card and got some new clothes, ended up finding a pair of jeans that were a size smaller than I've been able to fit into in, I don't even know how long. And all of that gave me like a nice little dopamine endorphin boost. And so I recommend that you find some things that will help you to manage stress that isn't turning to food. Is that to say that you can never have another emotional eat? No, obviously that goes back to giving yourself grace and, embracing that self-compassion. I am also on the journey of trying to find some of those healthier coping mechanisms and things that I can do and turn to in times of stress so that I'm not constantly trying to turn to food for that comfort. Some things maybe to consider would be exercise, journaling. Therapy is a real good one. I love meeting with my registered dietitian to talk through some of my habits and things like that. I get to see her for free through Nourish. Meditation is also another good one. So if you have some other things that you do in order to cope with stress or manage stress and emotional times, please definitely drop those down in the comments. I would love to hear them. Another way to stay motivated throughout your journey would be to keep a journal or some sort of chronicle of your journey. Obviously, I have been documenting my journey since the beginning on this YouTube channel, so all I have to do is just go and look back at an old video. But oftentimes, especially lately, with my weight having been the same for so long, it's difficult for me to remember how far I've come. But all it takes is to look back at some of those old pictures or some of those old videos and just go, wow, I really have come a long way. And that just gives me a nice little boost of motivation to say, you know what, I don't want to undo all the good that I've done. I look back at my blood test results from when I first started versus now and how much healthier my body is overall. So just little things like that help me to remember how far I've come, because sometimes it's hard to remember that in the moment. The last piece of advice that I'll give you in staying motivated on a weight loss journey would be to remember your why. A lot of people talk about remembering your why or finding your why, and it needs to be something deeper than looking good in a swimsuit because eventually that's not going to be enough. For me, my why and the reason that I started this journey finally back in 2021 was looking at the health of some of my overweight family and realizing that if I didn't take an active role in my own health and really work on losing that weight, that was what the future held for me. And I didn't want that for myself. And I constantly have to go back to that and look at that and say, okay, Mindy, if we just say forget it and we say, I'm done with this, it's too much work, I just can't. And I think about that why, and I remember, then it's easier for me to hold on to that and not just let everything go. If you've been on a journey for a long time or even a short period of time, please share down in the comments. Let us know what it is that you find helpful or motivational in your weight loss journey, because Lord knows we all need the help. Thank you once again for all of your prayers, your support, your encouragement during this time, and my family. I'm so grateful to all of you guys. Please continue to pray for us, continue to send me those good thoughts and the support and love. Thank you so much to my Buy Me a Coffee members. I could not do this without you guys. I know I say it all the time, but I could not do this without you. I'm so, so grateful for your support. That's it for this one, guys. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.